Here's your God Call with Reverend Bill.
We can learn a lesson from the world of plants. Plants are fed by sunlight. The sunlight comes in, and through photosynthesis, they actually turn that into the energy that's required to grow. And that bright light of divine love is metaphorically available for all of us in our own particular way. Allow that bright light of divine love to shine upon you, to fill you, to allow you to grow and express and expand and develop, and let that light shine in everything you do.
I've done my time, I'm so tired, I give up on my simple mind. It's not working, I'm no good, I'm in need. If I only could find the spirit in the house. The spirit's in the house. Oh yeah. Lights to stop, I go through. Pour me over, said the man in blue. Son, you know what you done did. I said yes, sir, and a light of red. What's your hurry? Why the race? Who you trying to keep pace with? Take your time now, it's alright. God's your answer, you can't hide from the spirit in the house. Oh, 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 oh. Spirits in the house. Ooh. Well, I'm on fire. How about you? Can't you feel the spirit guiding you? House ain't home, home is where love's alive when you wanna dwell in the spirit in the house. Can't you feel the spirit? New thought feeling. Spirits in the house. Bring your spirit, we're all gathered here today. I said spirits in the house. Holy, 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 holy spirits in this house. Come on.
Woo! Spirit is in the house. And the house, from what I can tell, is spread from Philadelphia to Los Angeles and beyond. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to New Thought Philadelphia. It is 4th of July weekend, Independence Day. Are you feeling free? Are you feeling independent? If you are, then good for you. And if you're not, then let's see what happens in the next hour or so. You know the rules on Zoom. Keep yourself muted, except when you're going to be making some noise to share with the group. We have the meeting set so that people come in muted. So it's the only requirement for politeness that we have. We have very little in the way of rules. Let's make some noise right now, though. Go ahead and unmute and repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
Myself to joy.
I open myself to joy.
I know that something wonderful is happening.
I know that something wonderful is happening.
And I claim it right here and right now.
And I claim it right here and right now.
And so it is.
So it is.
One more time on the mute button as I remind you, once again, the New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. So whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you to our Zoom today, wherever you're heading next, we have been expecting you, and welcome home. We believe that there's one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything. And that's pretty much the only thing that we all agree on. And we don't have to, it's just convenient to do that. And we know that we each use that same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our life according to our belief. The way we say it, Your new life begins with a new thought. If you have an extra electronic device, and I have one, actually I have several, you can turn them on shush. I let my devices, they have this way of shushing each other, which is better. I have a feeling when I put them all on silent, they talk to each other and try and they're planning their mutiny to take over without me. We'll see how that goes for them. Anyway, I'm Bill Marcioni, the spiritual director, the adventure, yeah, here at New Thought Philadelphia. I was away on a spiritual adventure last week. Thank you so much to the practitioners and the crew who took the celebration, the healing celebration, and made it as wonderful as it was, and gave me some time to be off on retreat with Martha Creek. Our music today is by Jam and Jami Lula, who is in Los Angeles, California, and has to leave a little bit early today because he has another church gig in North Hollywood with my friend Dr. Sidney Steen. And so he's going to go from this to his car because that's what you do in Los Angeles. Everything has a car in between it, and then head along and about. We also have a couple of practitioners. Jesus Baez, RSCP, is going to do a meditation for us in a little bit. And right now, Joe Catanzaro, RSCP, is going to unmute and share an opening prayer so we can start the way we start everything. Prayer.
Good morning, everyone. Take a breath, turn within, and know with me to see the truth of who we really are and the truth of this world. Let's turn away from the, the physical world and know that there's something better. Paint the picture, make the mental equivalent, because the one power and presence that creates everything and has created us works through us, in us, and as us. So when we paint that mental equivalent, when we create that picture, idea, plan for what it is we'd like to see, we create a different vibration, and we use that power that the one has given us. So as we come together today, we magnify that force, we increase it. So if we paint that picture of all the love and harmony and unity and peace and justice and connection that we want to see in our world, we create it here first in this gathering, and then it flows outward. So all that we can imagine, because Neville Goddard tells us that imagination is just about everything. So for everything that we can imagine, all of that good, all that we create today with the connections and the words and the music and the feelings and the ideas sets the stage for that bigger picture. So I claim all of this good for each one here. I'm grateful for everyone's contributions, for the sharing of the light, the love, and the ideas that we all have. So for all of this good, again, I claim it, I allow it, I accept it, and I'll release my word to the law that always says yes, and so it is.
And so it is. So it is. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. And practical prayer is a little different than a regular prayer or a non-practical prayer, an impractical prayer, or is just the traditional prayer, in that it is an active creative element that is specifically devised to create a change in our experience. It is not a prayer asking a God outside of us to do us a favor and then wondering if maybe God is going to do the favor for us. It's about partnering with an infinite creative power. And as such, it works. They actually change the experiences that we're having in life. So, show of hands, anybody have a prayer works story that didn't take long, Joe? Joe's first, then Breen, then we'll see where the line goes from there. Go ahead.
So I typically do, not every day, but pretty frequently, I do a prayer of protection. And every day in my gratitude journal, I say that I'm grateful for safe travel. So I was driving on Main Street in Manayunk the other day, and way up ahead of me, there was a car that was sort of pulled over, but not really. There was a spot, but they were stopped. So just as I got close to their back bumper, driver decided to back into the spot and pulled their front end out right in front of me. And I had just enough time and just enough space. There was no cars coming to get right around them and continued on my way, and nothing happened. And that to me is a prayer work story.
Well, sometimes when nothing happens, that's the best thing that can happen. Amen. Thank you, Joe. Breen?
So we got a couple here. One is that Coco is feeling great. She's back to her old self.
And 10% better.
10% better. She is behaving better, differently than she was even before she got sick. So it must have been something bothering her for a while that we weren't even aware of, but she's new life into Coco. And Jack is on the mend, feeling much better. So all the dogs are doing good. Jane's feeling better. And my grandson is doing great. He's off there's no more IV nutrition. He's fully on breast milk. And his mom is pumping away like crazy, and they have so much they have to start freezing stuff because there's more than the little guy can handle. Hung out with them. Jane and I went to pick up Emily, took her over to the hospital because Tim was working, my son. We hung out there for a while. I got to change 2 poopy diapers on little 2-pound Teddy. He'll be in the NICU for a little while, but he's doing great.
That is wonderful. 2 pounds, huh? Wow.
Yeah, he's 2.7 right now. And he's putting on weight. Babies always lose a little when they are born, and then he's putting on weight. So he's doing great.
Nice. How many? He was. I know he was a preemie for
Yeah,
all
30
3
weeks.
30 weeks. Wow. Wow. Well, congratulations, Grandpa and Grandma. So, yeah, nice. Anybody else? Something you're going to share? Well, that's enough. Let's do
Kathy
announcement.
had her hand up.
Oh, Kathy's hand is up.
It was.
Oh, go ahead, Kathy.
I spent the last week with my friend in the hospital, and she had 3 stents put in the first time and 2 more the second time. And she came home from the hospital yesterday.
Nice.
Or no, Friday.
Nice.
So she's doing better, and we did the practical prayer for surgical procedures, and it went well.
Nice. Yeah, I love when that happens. Get to talk a little bit more about that when we get to the talk in a little bit. Thank you, Kathy. Anybody else? Not seeing any hands flashing. Okay, now kazoo's at the ready. We will chime in or kazoo in or whatever it is you do with a kazoo. Jane with the announcements.
Good morning. This independent information is on the website at newthoughtphilly.org. You can sign up for the weekly e-newsletter so we can keep in touch. We host a dozen 15-minute meditations every week. Drop by for some quick inspiration on Zoom. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings this week are also on Insight Timer Live. The Practical Prayer podcast this week is New Normal with Carol and Reverend Bill. Listen where you get your podcasts. Join in for the live recording session tomorrow at 1 p.m. on New Thought Media Network. Register now for our first summer workshop, Tap into Greatness with Joe Mitchell. Learn how to use EFT tapping to invite intuition and move past whatever is keeping you stuck. Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025, from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on site in Narberth and hybrid on Zoom. Sandy leads the Power of 8 Intention Circle every Monday evening from 6:30 to 7 to help bring new experience into the lives of the group members. Are you getting God calls? Get a half-minute of inspiration on your phone 4 times every week, starting with a free 2-week trial. info@godcall.org. There are now more than 2,330 spiritual adventurers in our group on meetup.com. Join or drop by a daily meditation to see what they know. And follow, subscribe, like, and share on Instagram, Facebook, Insight Timer, and YouTube. We are grateful for your financial support. Please support New Thought Philly with a tax-deductible donation by Zelle, Cash App, check, PayPal, Venmo, credit, or debit card. Thank you to the team that makes these celebrations work. We get together ahead of time to get things in order and have some fun. Email the volunteer coordinator to join the joy. Next Sunday is Hybrid from Falzer with Whose Voice Is That? Reverend Bill discusses the still small voice within that speaks guidance and truth to us, and the voices that criticize us, yell, insult, and distract us. Live original music by Michael London. The practitioners are available for professional sessions by appointment. After the celebration, Joe is available for a quick transformational miracle in a minute prayer. Stick around in the Zoom meeting after the celebration for casual conversation.
Thank you, Jane. And I'm not seeing any newbies here. Some folks who have been on one of those long orbits that goes around for a while and then comes back in. So if you are feeling the desire to be blessed, please just accept this blessing. And for everybody else, we're going to send and share and receive this blessing. Rub your hands together as you're comfortable doing that. Feel the warmth, not difficult to do in July. Feel the love and then send that out. You are the bright light of God's love. Thank you for shining that light and sharing that love with us today. And welcome home. Jamie's going to do another song for us, and as he does, go ahead and make eye contact with the folks that we're in community with, either gallery view or however it is that you do it on your particular device.
Maybe you'll be familiar with this. Love is but a song we sing, and fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, or make the angels cry. Come on, Jane and Breen, sing it out. Though the bird is on the wing, and you may not know why. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, we will surely pass. When the one that left us here returns for us at last, that would be us. We are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, y'all. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Sing it out, sing it out, sing it out now. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Right now, right now, right now.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. So every week we light the flames of faith, and it's a reminder of how much we all have in common. And this week the flames are going to be read to us by Christine. You're muted.
We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the earth-based traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the name of anyone or any place you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
And know that the possibilities for healing go beyond what we can possibly imagine, and so it is. The reading today is from the Anton anthology, New Thoughts for Today, and this entry is, of course, chosen an entry written by Martha Creek. There's that name again. And that's going to be shared with us by Nia.
Hello, everyone. All right, the reading is called Change. Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. A quote by Leo Tolstoy. Most people I know would say they like change or want to change. However, it is only somewhat true. We look for tools, ways, and means, ideas, as well as prompts to lead us in the direction of becoming our best self. I believe we have a wholesome desire for freedom to know the truth and to live authentically. This term came to me from a book, The 5 Invitations. The tenets are powerful for maturity training and change, being it, with it, and accepting it. The invitations are 1, don't wait. 2, include everything, resist nothing. 3, bring your whole self to experiences. 4, find rest in the middle of all things. And 5, cultivate the don't know mind. None of these invitations are easy. However, each and every one of them hold great potential for change and being freer in change. People often don't really change by themselves. Changing takes work, a coach, sponsor, mentor, spiritual director, reading, contemplation, reflection, witnessing, mirroring, support, and a great big dose of willingness. With divine support, practice, and spiritual community, we change from inside. We create lives that have purpose, defined by having elements of joy in all we do, growing the individual self, and living with the certainty that we are beneficial to others. And the affirmation, I change my thinking to change my experience. I let reality be reality. I let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they come.
I get the feeling that I've got to grow. Love keeps me running to the me that God knows. I'm here to be, to uplift and unfold, emancipating the divine of my soul. Ain't nothing holding me down. Let go of my story, now I'm walking in the arms of freedom. No one ever held me down before. Freedom. Take a look inside. Freedom. Chains can't bind, I changed my mind about freedom. Take a look inside. I'm moving on now, no precedent found. My revelation is the spirit I'm bound. The past has no power to paralyze me. I'm in the moment, I bless my history. Yeah. Ain't nothing holding me down. Let go of my story, now I'm walking in the arms of freedom. No one ever held me down before. Freedom. Take a look inside. Freedom. Chains can't bind, I changed my mind about freedom. Ooh. Ooh. Reveal your spirit. What can I be? And then I'll reveal your love. What can I say to cure and heal the hunger? What can I pray to be your joy today? Ooh, 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 ooh. I get the feeling that I've got to grow. Love keeps me running to the me that God knows. I'm here to be, to uplift and unfold, emancipating the divine of my soul. Ain't nothing holding me down. Let go of my story, now I'm walking in the arms of. Ain't nothing holding me down. Let go of my story, now I'm walking in the arms of. Ain't nothing holding me down. Let go of my story, now I'm walking in the arms of freedom. No one ever held me down before. Freedom. Take a look inside. Freedom. Chains can't bind, I changed my mind about freedom. Oh, freedom. No one ever held you down before. Freedom. Take a look inside. Freedom. Chains can't bind, I changed my mind about freedom. Comes from the inside. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Turn my microphone on. Woohoo indeed. Thank you, Jamie Lula. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Freedom. You might have heard that we believe there is power in prayer. In fact, that's a core concept in New Thought, that there is power in prayer, that there's an infinite creative power that is responding to our intention, that we are creating the life of our dreams, or at least that we are able to do that. You can create the life of your dreams. You can pray for anything. We can all pray for anything. Sometimes people, the prayer is, I want to be happy. And then we say, well, what do you mean by that? You want to be happy. Because the squishier and fuzzier the desire that we have is, the less likely it is that we're going to be able to hit it. And the reason is, if you want to be happy, then how will you know when this prayer has worked? How will you know that you're happy? Are you not at all happy now? Is there 0% happiness in your life? Is there nothing that ever happens that you're happy about? Or is there something particular that you'd like to be experiencing in your life, or a tendency towards feeling happy, like looking forward to getting up first thing in the morning and having an enthusiasm or zest for life, or being surrounded by friends and family who you find to be uplifting, or to succeed in your work, or to complete a particular project that you're working for or working on, or have some event unfold. Once you're happy, how do you know that you're happy? How will you know that you're happy? And that's a really important question, because it takes us from the really amorphous, I want to be happy, I want to be successful, I want to have money. Even if you don't have money, you've got money. I once again was reminded of the infinite prosperity of the universe when I found some money on the ground in a parking lot yesterday. There is money, but the question is not just how much money, but once you have the money, how will you feel about having the money? And what is it that you're really trying to create? And keep in mind that, yes, you can create the life of your dreams. We are all creating the life of our dreams, and we are able to use that infinite creative power that creates anything that we are part of to create a new life in a new manner. And we all get to remember what Ernest Holmes told us, which is that we pay for it all in spiritual coin. Everything that we get, we have to become that in our spiritual nature. We have to be in harmony with the good that we are seeking. So perhaps there is some change that's required, and it's not the kind of change we can find in the parking lot. It's the change within that we need to be able to embrace and step into. So we also say that it's all good. It's all good. It's all God. Everything is good. And sometimes the experience that we're having is not good, to the point where we use the term sucketh. I shared that when I was on retreat last week, and it became quite popular, because the notion that sometimes things sucketh is completely real in our human experience. So don't deny the experience. Don't say, "Oh, well, I'm having this experience, and it seems like it sucketh, but it's all good, and I'm just going to do the happy clappy spiritual bypass and pretend that it's all good and fake it till I make it." Um, because sometimes that'll work and sometimes that doesn't work. As I mentioned, there's power in prayer. There's also power in the pill. It is possible that when there is something that doesn't feel right, that something isn't working the way that we want it to in our physical being or our loved ones, that it's good to find a professional who can help us with a pill or a procedure. Sometimes there is something to be done to help that change come along. And if we insist that it's going to work this way, and we give up on the possibility that this other thing is going to help us, then we're missing out on something. The talk is new thought and it's not just about prayer and then let it all go. It's about prayer and everything else. There is a power in process. So understanding that we're not going to have that manifestation necessarily instantaneously. There might be some process that's involved, some participation that we get to do in that process, and perhaps it's going to take some commitment on our part. So as I mentioned, I was on a retreat with Martha Creek last weekend, and it was a wonderful activity in Loretto, Kentucky. There are two wonderful things in Loretto, Kentucky. One is the mother house of the Sisters of Loretto, which is a Catholic order of nuns, and that's where their retirement community is. So that's where we were, and so hanging out with the retired nuns, who are pretty cool. I was talking about how generally cool the nuns were, and somebody told me, yeah, retired nuns tend to either be really cool or really crotchety. The ones that I got to talk to were really cool. So the grounds there are beautiful, and the place was wonderful. And the other thing that's in Loretto, Kentucky, is the Maker's Mark Bourbon Distillery. In fact, there are a lot of bourbon distilleries between Louisville, which is where the airport is, and Loretto, and it has to do with the water. And I now know more than I need to know about distilling bourbon, and also what those 7-story tall black buildings are all over the horizon. waiting for the bourbon to be good. If you're interested, let me know. We can talk. Anyway, Martha has this story that um, she's been dealing with, the challenge of more weight than she would normally want to have for quite a while. And she came to the realization that she doesn't like going to the gym. She doesn't like diet programs and paying attention to what she's eating. So she's just going to deal with her weight being higher than what other people might think that is okay. And she is completely at peace with that. Because if we want to be having a different experience than the one that we're having, and there's something that we need to be involved in, we need to pay in spiritual coin. We need to be able to give up something that hasn't been working for us to embrace something else, to allow something different to happen. And if we're not going to do that, then stop praying for it because we're not doing our part. There's a commitment there's a process and a commitment to that process that's required for us in order to help bring that newness about. There's also power in partnership. And that could be a partnership with a professional or a partnership with a group or a partnership with a prayer partner or a beloved. So when we are creating something, we don't have to do it by ourselves. And when I say professional, it might be a professional practitioner, somebody who can help you with the prayer, help you get some clarity about what your beliefs are going to be. And we have wonderful stories about prayer working and practitioners helping people create something new. Sometimes it's a mental health professional. Sometimes therapy and counseling and dealing with some of the trauma and the grief and the issues and the challenges that we've had in our life, and being able to put them in context, get some tools, and be able to use those tools to create something new can be really important. Sometimes it's an alliance. It's about getting together in a partnership with people who are aligned with the same sorts of things that we are, so that we can do those things together, have an agreement, and deepen into our understanding of what it is that we're all creating for ourselves in a different way. And sometimes a partnership is about accountability. So I am blessed to have been in a mastermind prayer group that meets every week, and we've been going for probably 20 years. And it's a men's group. The guys who are in this prayer group, this mastermind group, they know my story. They can hold me accountable to my story. I don't need to explain anything again. It's not like doing an intake session with a new therapist. It's like they've heard the story, they know what my life is about, they know all the characters, and I just get to start with where I am right now. And having that as part of my spiritual and emotional framework lets me say, this is what's going on for me. And sometimes they'll say, oh, that really sucketh. And sometimes they'll say, what the hell are you creating? What do you think is going to happen in a situation like that? So there's a power in the partnership. And if you say, oh, well, there's nobody who's interested in having a partnership with me, then you're probably mistaken. Or you haven't gone through the process, see the previous P that I was talking about, of committing to finding people to be in that community with so that you can have somebody to share with. As the goddess Nike said, just do it. Sometimes you need to just open yourself up to a new possibility and engage with it and do something. There's also power in possibilities. Sometimes the biggest limitation that we have is that we can't believe that something different is possible. What could happen that you haven't thought of? What could be possible that you haven't considered before? In what manner could this situation, circumstance, or activity that you're involved in change to make your experience different? Now, in some cases, that can change so that everything suddenly fits together and it is wonderful. And sometimes the new things happen that you haven't thought of, and there are side effects. There are unintended consequences. We want something to change, we want something to be different, and then when it changes and it's different, it's nothing like what we had in mind. And I think I've told the story before about my friend Katie. And Katie was divorced and raising her son, and wanted to have she didn't want to get married again. She wanted to have a deep, committed relationship, and with somebody who had a child of their own, so they could have a blended family and have that family grow up together, and had all of the intention and all of the desires for the way that felt and the way that that relationship was working. And to quote Katie, after she met Diane, and the two of them got married and blended their families together and have been living very happily for 20 years. Blow me over with the feather to think I was a lesbian. Because in all of the intention setting that she did, and all of the prayer that she didn't specify that she wanted it to be with a man. And it turns out that it didn't matter. But if it did matter, it's the sort of thing that you want to consider as a possibility. There are other unintended consequences that are happening around us all the time. There's a story that we're actually in the middle of right now um, in Kerr County, Texas. So there have been huge rainstorms going on in Kerr County, Texas for the last 2 or 3 days, to the point where the rivers are overflowing and there are huge floods that are going on. And there are more than 50 dead at this point, including a girls' camp built next to the Guadalupe River. And the Guadalupe River is 29 feet above normal and it washed away some of the cabins and so forth. And that's a terrible story. And some people are saying, well, that's, part of what's going on with climate change is that these rainstorms, 10 or 12 inches of rain in a few hours, are happening more often. There was no emergency flood notification system in Kerr County because the people there don't want to spend the money on it. They thought that was a frivolous expense. And also the National Weather Service, which is usually charged with predicting just exactly how much of an impact a weather event like this is going to have, is understaffed. Again, because the federal government is saving money and they've allowed people to retire early and they've let some people go. And there aren't enough people on the team, not just to figure out what's happening with the weather, but to communicate with the local emergency authorities to be able to go around and make sure that they've got a plan in place for when something like this does happen, that they can be prepared for it. So the desire was, let's save some money. Let's be cost effective. Let's be frugal. And the unexpected consequence is that there's a flood that people weren't prepared for, and it's turning out to be quite a disaster. There are lots of ways that this can happen. And I have often talked about there being the three-act structure, where we get to know the characters in the first act and everything's kind of happy. And then in the second act, this horrible stuff starts happening, and it's a real challenge. And you have no idea why this is happening to me. Oh, woe is me. Voldemort is going to win. Darth Vader is going to kill everybody. And it takes until the third act. You have to wait. You have to be present. You have to go through that process in order to find out how all of the stuff that's been happening can have a happy ending. So in the mid 1980s, I was living in Philadelphia. I was engaged to Dina, and I had been working in the radio, and I was not currently working. And what I really wanted to do was to do my own morning show, my own comedy morning show on a top 40 station. And I got an opportunity to do just exactly that. My dream job, to my own show in Charleston, South Carolina. So I moved to Charleston to be on the radio, and it turned out within 6 months that was a really bad thing to do because New Jersey Philly boy did not belong in Charleston, South Carolina, telling the people down there how to live. I was the only guy who was doing comedy at the radio station. Everybody else was doing music, including the new program director who didn't think I was very interesting. So I wound up moving from South Carolina to Florida for a different radio job, which lasted another 6 months. And then I found myself in Florida as the result of my dream. 1,200 miles away from family. My mom was ill, so it would have been a really nice time to be very much closer to home. It took me 10 years and 4 career changes before I finally got myself back to Philadelphia. And we've been here since the late 90s, so it's going okay, at least so far. So it's possible to look at that and say, oh man, that sucks. You had to move away from your mom. It was right after, I mean, within days of getting married is when I moved to Charleston. And all of the challenges that were involved in that and all of the difficulties and how long it took to come back. Turns out that the careers were kind of fun and uplifting and new possibilities, and I've been using those ever since, even since I've gone into ministry. Also, I did something. I was living in Florida. I took up scuba diving. And if you're going to take up scuba diving, Florida is the right place to do it because there's a coral reef right offshore. So it's not like you have to go spend a whole lot of time getting to it. and I did a lot of diving. And I also did some counseling, got in touch with myself, started my spiritual and emotional personal awakening. We had the opportunity because we were living in Florida. We were residents and we got season tickets to Disney World while Victoria was very young. So that was fun to take your 3 or 4 year old to Disney whenever you want. I also found new thought, unexpected consequences. There was the first set of unintended consequences that happened when that plan of being like a famous guy on a radio morning show who went up in flames in a year. And there were other things that came along as well. So it's about being persistent and understanding that wherever it is that I am, there could be a gift available here. There could be a new possibility here. There could be something wonderful unfolding here. And to open to that possibility and to identify what it could be. Now, as you know, the core of a practical prayer is an affirmation. We use the 4 Ps: powerful, positive, personal, and present tense. And at the retreat last week, Martha Creek said something which was very provocative and challenging about affirmations. She says, affirmations are statements of things that you don't believe. And she's right, because we never do an affirmation, I'm going to get another breath. I mean, unless somebody's sitting there in an iron lung or something, that's not the sort of thing that we think about. We believe that's going to happen. We don't do an affirmation about gravity working. It just does. We know that. We don't need to do that as an affirmation. So she says that affirmations are things that we don't believe. And I changed that to things we don't currently believe. And the word that I like to use is aspirational. Because what I want to do is be able to claim the tone and the texture and the flavor of the experience that I'm looking for. If everything were going along perfectly, what would I be experiencing? And sometimes I'll get a tickle in my throat. And I'll do an affirmation that I'm perfectly healthy. And that reminder of being perfectly healthy isn't because I don't believe I'm perfectly healthy. It's because I'm reminding myself that I'm perfectly healthy, and it has nothing to do with the tickle in my throat. And the same thing can happen when we're spending money to say I'm prosperous, as a reminder that we're in a partnership with an infinite creative power that's creating everything. So they can be aspirational, rather than just statements of things that we don't believe to be true. And one of those things that I have learned over the years is that the most important thing about all of this is to practice, to do it all the time. Somebody's going to get into a prayer activity. Don't do it when the bullets are flying. Don't do it when everything has already gone to hell. Learn how to do it while everything is going okay. Experiment, test, see what it's like. What would that loving relationship look like for you? What would it be like to have your perfect job? I've gotten myself my perfect job, and it sucketh. And I did that before I learned the techniques of New Thought. I said before, I want to be happy. The Buddhists have a great perspective on that. It is the metta blessing and meditation, which is, may I be well, happy, and peaceful. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. And you can say that yourself. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. And as soon as you said, may I be well, happy, and peaceful, the next part is, may all of my family members be well, happy, and peaceful. May all of my neighbors be well, happy, and peaceful. May all of my adversaries and opponents be well, happy, and peaceful. May all living creatures be well, happy, and peaceful. And I don't have to say what well, happy, or peaceful is. If I'm inviting the same thing for myself that I'm inviting for everybody, that is a practice. That sets a tone and an aspiration that regardless of the circumstances, the details, the specifics of the story, that it includes well, happy, and peaceful in whatever way I'm understanding and experiencing it. So my desire, my goal, my invitation, my blessing for you as we wrap up this Independence Day weekend, may you be well, happy, and peaceful. So it is. Jamie?
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. I'll be a sanctuary for you, a sanctuary for you.
Jesus, that's you?
Yes, thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Rev, for that wonderful talk. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. Yes, it's now a way to happiness. Happiness is the way. I invite you to get comfortable where you're at. Stay still. Your mind, your body. Relax. Take a deep breath in. A little bit more. Hold it right there. And let it go. Empty yourself out completely. Keep breathing at your own pace. Being still. May I be well, happy and peaceful. That's the way we are born. We are born happy and peaceful. We are born with compassion and kindness. That's the language that the deaf could hear and the blind could see. We are born with greatness. We are born with wings. No need to be crawling around this earth. So we walk upright. Now look into the ground. Because looking to the ground, we will miss the rainbow. And this teaching, science of mind, is the philosophy of faith and a way of life. philosophy, seeking the truth. But see, we know it makes us free. Critical thinking, searching for more goodness. That's it. It's infinite. It's a faith. Scripture says, faith is the substance of the things hoped for and the evidence of the things not seen. We don't see it, but we believe it, know it, and like the Rev said, it's a practice. Building up our faith. It's a process. Faith never wrote a car. That's why it says faith without work is dead. It takes practice, action, devotion, commitment, and a conviction. See, faith elevates your prayer to a place of conviction and acceptance. It's a way of life. Take it one moment at a time. Yeah, you're gonna have your downs, your challenges, difficult situations. That's what Rev said. You don't wait until the bullets be flying. It's a preparation. And the bullets be flying, it won't touch you. Because you, me, us, we in the center of the way of life, which is God. Use the 3 P's. God grants you patience for the things that takes time. Perseverance for the end of time. And persistence in your prayer, in your knowing. So as we go into the quiet, embrace it, embody the philosophy, the faith, and the way of life.
open to partnership and perspective. Remember our partnership with that one power and presence. May we be open to alignment and collaboration, and to the possibilities, the gifts that might come up from unintended consequences. Maybe allow our aspirations to become our affirmations and ultimately our manifestations. May be we well, happy, and peaceful. And be grateful for all of this good. So I allow it and I accept it, and I'll let it be. Take a breath, move around a little bit. When you're ready, open your eyes, and Jamie will play us another beautiful song.
Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Living in your love, knowing it's my love. Love of a mother, father, sister, brother, family of choice, love like no other. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. What is mine to do? What's the best that I can be? Find the answers to the questions I've been trying to find. I know you'll help me see. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. For the faith of 10,000 flames, I make a way, Lord. I glow in God's good grace. Yeah, yeah. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord. Make a way, make a way, make a way, Lord.
Thank you, Jamie. And thank you, Jesus and Joe. The three J's. Yeah. So the part of our our celebration where if something's coming up for you, if there's something that has sucketh that perhaps you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel on, or something's just mystifying, or something that where you had an aha moment, and for any reason, if there's something that you'd like to share, something you'd like to give voice to, go ahead and wave your hand and have an opportunity to do that now. New thought and kind of expands the possibilities. Just leave a little space. And sometimes these things take a little longer to percolate and work through because, yeah, there's a lot. So we will take advantage of the fact that it's a holiday weekend, and we will queue up Jane for the offering, and everybody gets to go home early. Jane?
So Jane is getting it ready because she was so deep in meditation. And I will say that New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. The way you shine your light spreads the love in the world, and the way you share your prosperity with us continues our good work. We don't have a basket, but there's a donation button on the website. You can donate by PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, Cash App. You can drop off a check. We'll take cash, whatever you got. We're good with that. So the offering affirmation is on the screen. You can unmute and we'll say the affirmation together. I live
in an abundant universe.
I am
I am
one with the infinite source of all good.
I
am
am
a center of conscious prosperity.
I
I enjoy the richness of life.
I
I
bless
bless
my
my
gift.
gift.
I
I
share
share
my
my
gifts
gift
with
with gratitude and joy.
I
know
know
that as I give,
I do receive. And
So it is.
so it is.
So it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One more song from Jami Lula.
Sunshine, your eyes, dewdrops, dragonflies. I'm so grateful I'm alive. 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 Oh, your voice, waterfalls, thrush song, coyote call. Oh yeah, I'm so grateful I'm alive. 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 So grateful. Your hugs, sweet kiss, holding hands in blind bliss. Whoa, 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 I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. I am so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. So grateful. Gotta get grateful. Let's be grateful. Woo. Peace and blessings, y'all. Be grateful as I am of you.
Thank you, Jamie. Lula. Thank you, everybody who is here today. What a wonderful, uplifting celebration. Let us close with a joyful cacophony and a repeating of some of our P's. So go ahead and unmute as you are comfortable doing so and repeat after me. Love is in the prayer.
Love
Love is in the prayer.
Love is in the procedure and the pill.
Love is in the procedure and the pill.
and the pill.
Love is in the process and the partnership.
Love is in the process and the partnership.
Love is in the possibilities.
Love is in the possibilities.
Love is in the practice.
Love is in the
practice.
I am the love.
I am
the
love.
love.
And so it is.
And so
And
it is.
so it is.